Hello, in this video let us look at Liouville's theorem, which deals with the rate of change of phase point density in a classical regime. That is, it is telling about rate of change of density of phase space of an ensemble. What is the density of a phase points? That is number of phase points per unit volume in a gamma space. Consider an ensemble consisting of large number of microsystems. Let omega be the number of microsystems in an ensemble. It is of order 10 raised to 20. Let each microsystem contains n number of particles, that is small n number of particles, and this small n, it is also not a small number, it's a big number. That is your microsystem contains large number of particles, not a 1, 2 or a 10 number of particles. Since each microsystem contains n number of particles, the ensemble is represented in a 6n dimensional gamma space by phase points. 6n dimensional space has a 3n number of generalized coordinates q1, q2, q3, so on up to q3n, and 3n number of momenta coordinates p1, p2, p3, so on up to p3n. These are a conjugate momenta. That is, for each q there is a corresponding p. Representing anything in a conjugate coordinates, canonical conjugate coordinates has got many advantages, because using these two we can write a expression for a Hamiltonian, and using a Hamiltonian we can derive many properties and how the system behaves. The density of these phase points of an ensemble, which is represented by a rho in a gamma space, it is not a uniform in a space, and it is varying with respect to time. That is, it is different at a different times, and also it is different in a different at a different positions of a gamma space. And this gamma space is a hyperspace. Hyperspace is a one which you cannot just picturize. It's only for a mathematical representation. Don't try to picturize it. If you want to picturize, just go to example of 2 dimension and 3 dimension or 1 dimension also, and then make a generalization of n dimension. And since the density of phase points, which is number of microsystems per unit volume, it is not uniform in a space, gamma space, and also not uniform with respect to time. It is a function of generalized coordinates, generalized momenta, and also time. Therefore, equation 1. The number of microsystems of an ensemble in a volume element d gamma is equal to d omega is equal to rho into d gamma, and expression for a d gamma is dq1 into dq2, dq3, so on up to dq3n into dp1 into dp2 into dp3, so on up to dp3n. And this 3n is written now onwards as a f, that is equal to f. That is, in order to just reduce putting a too many number of subscripts and superscripts. This forms a expression 2 for a number of ensembles in a volume element d gamma. While in a 2-dimensional space, if you see, in a 2-dimensional space, in a x and y, if I have a volume element, area element, I'll put it like a rectangular box for a easy understanding, and this distance we take, or this width we take it as a dx, and this width we take it as a dy, and this area element is equal to dx into dy. In the same sense, we considered volume element in a 6n dimension space. And let these are your phase points at any time in instant of time, let at a time t1, and d gamma is a volume element in a gamma space. With the time, the particles of microsystem, they are changing their position and velocity. That is, the n number of particles in your microsystem, they are changing their position and velocity. Hence, the phase point of an ensemble, it also changes its position. Means it will be like tracing a path, trajectory in a space. Because all the particles of a system, they are moving, they are changing their position and velocity, all the microsystems will trace a trajectory in a gamma space, just like this. I'll show the one video for that, like this. Now these all are phase points, they are moving with respect to time, and your volume element, that is in a space. This is for a small interval of time what I have shown. And these phase points, they follow a Hamilton's equation of motion. That is, qi dot is equal to dou h by dou pi, and pi dot is equal to dou minus dou h by dou qi, forming a equation 3. And h is a Hamiltonian of a microsystem. As the time passes, a few number of phase points enter a volume, and a few number of points will leave your volume element. And if they are entering from a q1 direction, some will enter along a q1 direction, like this. If this is my volume element, some particles or some phase points will enter through this direction, and let this be my q1 direction, and some will leave in a opposite direction, and some phase points will enter through this direction, and some will be leaving through this direction. Let this be q2, and let me consider another direction, p1. Along a p1, some are entering and some are leaving exactly in the opposite direction, that is along a p2. So on, some will be entering and some will be leaving in the opposite direction. Hence, the number of phase points in a volume element d gamma will be changing with respect to time. The change is equal to dou rho by dou t into dt into dq1 into dq2, so on up to dqf, into dp1 into dp2 into dp3, so on up to dpf. This forms the equation 4, and this is equal to number of phase points in a volume element d gamma in a time interval dt. Now a small volume element d gamma is bounded by sides at a dq1 and dq1 plus at a q1 and q1 plus dq1, q2 and q2 plus dq2 and so on in all the direction. If you see for that, just like let me give a one example in a 3 dimension. If this is a 3 dimension and I have a volume element, I'll take a here it as a one rectangular volume element like this. And this is along x, y. Okay, I'll make this as a x. This is x, y and z. And if I see one of face of this volume element is at a x and another one is at a, and this is written like x plus dx, and its width is, this is dx. Similarly for a y, one face is at a y and another face is at a y plus dy, and the distance between these two is like a dy. And like this, similarly for a sides on a along a z direction also. And here I did not write for differentiating as they have made in earlier case capital X and small x. If I use them, there will be a lot of symbolization. Therefore, in order to avoid those things, we considered the sides along a q1 direction are at a q1 and q1 plus dq1, and sides of a volume element along a q2 direction are at a q2 and q2 plus dq2. Therefore, the volume element size along a q1 direction is dq1, along a q2 direction is dq2. Similarly, along a p1 direction, its size is dp1, which is bounded by the sides at p1 and p1 plus dp1, like that, so on for all 6n sides. That's why I told you not to picturize for a 6n dimension. Just go to 2 dimension and 3 dimension, have an idea, picturize it, and then go to higher dimensions. Here I have shown it for a just 2 dimensions. The sides at a q1 and q1 plus dq1 form a opposite faces, and perpendicular to them, perpendicular to the direction of q1. That is, the sides at q1 and q1 plus dq1, they are opposite to each other and they are perpendicular to q1 direction. And similarly for a p1, the side at a p1 and p1 plus dp1, they are opposite to each other and they are perpendicular to p1 direction, just as shown here. This is shown for a x and y directions. Let us imagine 2D phase space, one with the q1 direction and one along a p1 direction. That is, q1 and p1 are a coordinate axis. The two faces perpendicular to q1 direction are located at q1 and q1 plus dq1, as shown here. Here you have a two faces. Okay, here. Just if I take one axis as a q1 and this is at a p1 axis, p1, and this is a area element. One face is at q1 and another face is at q1 plus dq1, and its width dq1. This is the same thing is shown in this diagram also. And similarly, okay, I'll show you this. For a P, one at this and this point, and one is at a this and these points, like this. These four sides are sides of a volume element gamma in a d gamma in a gamma space. Just I have taken a 2 dimensions here for your understanding. Now the number of phase points entering the element in a time dt through the phase at a q1 with a velocity q1 dot, with a velocity q1 dot along this q1 direction is, that is the number of points entering in this direction. Some are entering and some are living in this direction. This is along a q1 direction. That is given by rho into q1 dot into dt into q2 into q3 into q4, so on up to dpf, and this forms a equation 5. Similarly, the number of phase points leaving the element, volume element, through the phase which is located at a q1 plus dq1 is given by this equation, which forms the equation 6. And these are a number of phase points entering and leaving a volume element along a q1 direction in a time interval dt. The effective number of points remained in a volume element along a q1 direction is given by equation 5 minus equation 6, because some of the phase points are entering the volume element through a phase which is located at this P1, Q1, and some are living this living from this side. Therefore, the net number of particles or phase points, net number of phase points remained in a volume element is given by this equation, that is equation 5 minus equation 6. Therefore, we have a equation 7 which gives a effective number of phase points remained in a volume element along a direction q1. Similarly, we can calculate or give an expression for a number of phase points remained in a volume element along a direction p1 in a time interval dt, and that forms your equation 8. That is equal to minus rho by dou p1 of rho into p1 dot into dt into dq1, dq2, so on up to dpf. And here P1 dot is a rate of conjugate momentum. Similarly, here we have a P1 dot, that is with what velocity the phase points are moving along a P1 direction, Q1 direction. Now the number of phase points remained in a given area element dq1 into dp1, because I just considered along a two directions in a volume element. Therefore here I have taken a area element dq1 into dp1. Later we are making it for a n number of products. That is given by sum of above two equations, equation 7 and 8, because the number of phase points remained in a area element q1 dq1 into dp1. The number of elements remained in a volume element along a direction q1 and along a direction q2. That is forming a equation 3a. This is what we have seen along a q1 and p1 direction. Now let us look at the number of phase points remained in a volume element, that is in a area element dq2 into dp2. Those are remained along a direction q1, q2 and p2. It is written as we have written previously, equation 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Similarly, we have the number of phase points along a remained in the volume element along the q2 and p2 directions, given by a equation 9b. So on we can write it for every pair. For every pair there will be a f number of, there are 3n number of equations, because for every q there is a 1p, q1 p1, q2 p2, q3 p3, q4 p4, so on. For a q3n there is a p3n. So there are totally 3n number of equations. And now in order to calculate the number of phase points remained in the whole volume element from all directions is sum of all those f number of equations. Write down a large number of equations as we have written in these equation 9, 9a, 9b, write 9c, 9d, so on, and sum them up. That gives a number of phase points remained in a volume element, and this is written in a equation 10. I have used a summation to write all the summed equations. And now this gives a number of particles remained in a volume element in a interval dt, and the same number is already given by equation 4. This equation 4. Equation 4 gives a number of phase points in a volume element in a time interval dt. And now comparing equation 10 and 4. Compare equation 4 and 10. We are going to get this expression. And here do a partial differentiation. And here we have a two terms. And summation is over I, which runs from 1 to f. that is 3n. These two terms are going to vanish as shown here. These two terms are going to vanish. Why? Because these terms are representing dou qi dot by dou qi, and qi dot pi dot, those are time derivatives of a generalized coordinates and momenta. Those are functions of a time only. Those are not a functions of any other parameters. Just if you remember your classical mechanics, there L, which is a function of q and q dot and t. Q and q dot are a functions of time only, and they are not a functions of other parameters. Therefore these two terms vanish, and with the remaining terms, this is a expression. And here summation is for I is equal to 1 to f, and this is equation 1. And using a Hamilton's equation of motion, I can write this qi dot and pi dot in terms of a Hamiltonian expression, this equation, and ultimately I am getting a equation 11. Using a Poisson brackets, I wrote a equation 12. We know that density of states, that is rho, is a function of q's, p's and time, that it is written in a equation 1. Now differentiate this with respect to time. This is a differentiation with respect to time. Therefore we have a equation 3. Now see equation 13. Now compare equation 13 and equation 11 and 13. Comparing these two, we have d rho by dt is equal to 0. That is equation 14, and this is a Liouville's theorem, that is rate of change of density of phase points is equal to 0, or rho, that is density of a phase points, is constant. The rate of change of density of states is 0, or the density of a phase points is conserved. This is just like if we have a dp by dt is equal to 0, then the linear momentum is conserved. If a dj by dt is equal to 0, angular momentum is conserved. Similarly, d rho by dt is equal to 0. That is a Liouville's theorem, which says that the density of a phase points is a constant of time and it is conserved. This is a Liouville's theorem.